800-951-0592. A quick look here at the markets. The Dow was down 50. The S&P is down 4. The Nasdaq's down 23. Right now, gold's up 8. Silver's up 52 cents. This market recap brought to you by our good friends at Y-Refi. You know, you heard Joey talk about, hey, you can't have all of your eggs in any one basket. We say it all the time. You can't have all your money in gold and silver. I guess you could, but that's not very smart. Having all your money in Wall Street or housing, right? These are bad things. Y-Refi, another alternative to have some of your money so you can draw on that later. Up to 10.25% returns. Of course, as you know, they deal in defaulted private student loans. You don't need government bailouts. You just need great companies like Y-Refi that have figured it out. Check them out. InvestYRefi.com. That's the word invest, the letter Y, REFY.com. Or call them at 888-YREFI-24. And Jason, before the break, this is the crazy things that are happening right now. So last week we told you the big three, right? Corn, wheat, soybeans. All of them are having bad years, right? The weather has not been good, and if there's not rain in the next 4 weeks, it's going to be a lot worse. Over the weekend, Shane Smith. Who? Shane Smith. He is the chief executive officer for Smithfield Foods. Okay, so they're huge. Smithfield is the world's top pork producer, period. Hands down, they're the biggest around. Listen to what he's saying right now. He says that U.S. pig farmers are incurring severe losses on their livestock. Well, why? Well, it's simple. Producers like Smithfield, right, they're not paying, right? The slaughterhouse isn't paying. Well, how do you have a severe loss on your hogs? Well, after paying to feed them and keep them healthy, right, doing all the things you got to do, when you go to sell the hog, they pay you less than what it cost you to get the hog ready. I mean, it's pretty simple. Well, guess what? Smithfield warned that you're going to see a huge reduction in herd sizes. This is exactly what happened to cattle. Matter of fact, 4th of July weekend's coming, barbecue season. Hamburger prices are the highest on record, and they're not going to get any better. Matter of fact, they're going to get worse. Go to All American Gold today. Somebody was out there talking that meat prices could triple from here. I'm like, that can't be right, can it? That can't be true. Well, let me tell you what he said. He said that in order to make up for losses, some farmers may decide to simply sell their animal feed, which is mostly corn, and get rid of the herds altogether. There is a concentration of people in the industry that grow their own corn. So think about this. Hey, I'm a hog farmer, and I grow my own feed, right? So I've got fields of corn. They're saying that these people are now going to have to make a decision. Do I sell the corn and just forget about the animal, Jason? That's incredible. And that's the CEO of Smithfield Foods.
Right, and I'm sure it's a little more complex than that, but I guess, Joe, obviously it's like, hey, you get to the hog to a certain size, and that's when you butcher. So what I'm hearing is, half size, we're getting rid of them, and we'll sell the corn and make our money back. That's what he's saying. And listen, when the USSR was fighting a Cold War and spending a bunch of money on going to space, and spending even more money on trying to have a bigger nuclear arsenal for a nuclear war that never happened, they economically fell apart. And when they fell apart, they had massive inflation. It spiked and came down, then spiked again. I think at one time, and this is back in the late 80s, early 90s, I think I remember a ham was like $75 at one time. That was back in the 90s. And it came back down, but the problem is all their herds, especially their cattle herds, just went down to nothing. And it took them decades to replace it. And what's America been doing, Joe? Fighting a lot of wars against terror and wars against drugs and wars against a pandemic and wars in the Middle East, throwing money at Ukraine. And if we had a wall, I'd probably be coming down right now. And maybe this is exactly the same situation that Russia suffered 30 years ago.
Yeah, they're talking about, hey, they only shrink the herds when they're suffering losses, and that is already happening. By the way, just so everybody knows, Smithfield, got bought out by a Chinese company, WH Group. So, again, I'm just throwing that out there, just full disclosure, not saying that they're trying to do anything difficult. But
Joe, I was at Costco the other day, and I saw the Japanese, it's the fancy breed, but I saw the Japanese steak for $100. I saw that.
Yeah, right, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
The Wagyu.
So now they're going to buy our herds now. Okay. So it sounds like the Japanese, they're going to stop selling Toyotas and start selling $100 cuts of meat.
So he said that the U.S. meat industry is facing a glut that's going to take years to normalize. He's saying that in the pork industry, it's an incredibly difficult cycle. And guess what? So listen to what he said. Hey, we got way too much hog. Well, that would mean cheaper prices, right? Everyone knows. Guess what? We're paying a record for pork prices right now. Pork, a record $4.20 a pound on average. That's you got to remember, pork's the cheap meat, right? Beef, chicken, pork, right? It's the least expensive cuts. And now this guy's saying, listen, there's way too many. Farmers, hog farmers are losing their backsides. They're going to just say, screw it, and just sell the corn and get rid of the hogs altogether, which just means in a couple of years, just imagine how expensive it's going to be.
Sounds like the housing market. The prices should be going down, right? People can't buy them, but, there's this thing called inflation happening, and there's a glut, I think. And and I know there's a shortage, but it's all these commodities, Joe, just seem to be having this same problem, which is, they should get cheaper, but they're not, right?
But they're not. Right? Think about it. The cattle makes sense. The lowest cattle herd since 1962. Okay, well, that makes sense. High price. Wait, we got way too many hogs. Wait, the price is going to go even higher. Welcome to hyperinflation. Patriot Radio News Hour will be back after the break. (800-951-0592). Joe and Jason here on this Monday, and we have a super sale going on today. We've got Silver Eagles. And this is it's insane. It's insane how much cheaper we are than some of these competitors out there. One of the big competitors out there, we're talking about up to $6 an ounce cheaper. The average right now, from what we're $4 to $6 an ounce less than our competitors out there. Rolls of U.S. Silver Eagles, $700. The cheapest I found out there, almost $760, and that's you had to buy a buttload of them to get that price, right? We're $700 a roll. Cases, the green monster box. That's 25 rolls. Each roll's got 20 ounces in it, as you guys know. So a case, that's 500 Silver Eagles. It comes in a green box, so we call it the monster box, the green monster box. It's roughly the size of a shoebox, roughly, give or take. Roughly the size of a shoebox. Cases 1 through 4, $17,250. If you buy 5 cases or more, by the way, 5 cases, $17,000. If you buy 5 cases or more, 5 cases would be $85,000. So it's not like, hey, it's $1 million. No, it's $85,000 for 5 cases of Silver Eagles. And that's, you're talking about $34 versus $40. Most of our competitors, they want $40 an ounce for silver. We're way below everybody else. It's a great opportunity. I mean, I think silver, kind of double tap the bottom, in that low 22 range. Silver right now up 56 cents, getting ready to 22.91 right now. We've got the inflation report, by the way, PCE comes out Friday. We're not going to be here. Jason and I are not going to be here. We're closed Friday, Monday, Tuesday for the 4th of July holiday. That number comes in low, which most people think it's going to be included, right? I think we're going to see more gains here. I think, last week I told you I thought the bottom was pretty close to being in here. Take advantage of this. This is the lowest premium I've seen on Silver Eagles really since COVID started. But we're down rolls of Silver Eagles, $700. You want to buy a case, $17,250. You buy 5 cases, $17,000. How about gold? $20 Liberties, 1 through 9. $2,150, $2,150. 10 through 19, $2,140. You buy 20 or more, $2,125. So you're talking about, gosh, that's not even $200 over spot right now. Just great opportunities in the gold and silver markets today at 800-951-0592. And I know some of you are like, well, I'm going on vacation. I'm like you, Joe. I'm going on vacation. 4th of July. I don't want to be gone and miss my shipment. Don't worry. If you are leaving town, just tell the girls, hey, will you hold my product for me? And then once you get back, call us and we'll have it shipped out immediately. And as all you regulars know, we ship FedEx. It's a super easy process. Just call the number 800-951-0592 and just tell the girls, hey, I want the special, I want the silver special, I want the gold special, whatever it may be. Tell them the quantities. They'll get you the price. Jason, it's just that simple.
Yeah, I don't think we've had Silver Eagles this low for a while. I mean, I don't know when the last – I think there was maybe the last year or two when there was a lull in silver, one of those fake sell-offs. We got – I think it was 690 or 700. We got to about to where it is now. So it's just a level that it's hard to see it ever going back here again. So this – talking about something screaming at you to buy, Joe. And there's a lot of – obviously, it seems like there's a lot of silver and gold buyers that are kind of sitting around, waiting around, looking around. It's like – what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for with Silver Eagles at $700 a roll? And Joe, it makes you wonder what's going to happen next week. Because you got the 4th of July on Tuesday, usually kind of a slow time for all kinds of markets. But I don't get this sneaking feeling at the end of this week, and then maybe on Monday there's a little bit of buying on silver and gold. Maybe you come out of the holiday and suddenly all the prices are higher. I think it's very possible that this week is a great time to buy because, Joe, things are going to happen. We don't know the timing of it, but when they happen, it's going to happen, and things are going to – a lot of what we're looking at just sure seems like everything's slowing down, doesn't it? Sure seems like they're painting quite the nice picture that everything is okay on the news, but, man, just there's a lot of things that looks like a big, huge slowdown.
I'm going to say this. It's one of these things, too. I don't remember the last time I even said I got 5 cases of silver I can sell you. Now I'm talking about, hey, you want to buy 5 cases? I got a volume discount for you, right? I got a big volume discount for you if you want to buy that. So not only are premiums down, there's product available, which is a great thing. This is what you want. That's a healthy market. And again, I think Jason's right. I'll say this, just a real quick story. When we get back, my wife, my son, and I, we all went to lunch this weekend. We were the only people in the entire restaurant. Matter of fact, we were outnumbered. It was 9 employees to the 3 of us. Not a great sign. We'll be back after the break. (800-951-0592). Joe and Jason wrapping up this Monday. A huge opportunity. Silver Eagles, just to give you a perspective, they were $755 a roll when I came into work this morning. And that was still cheaper than everybody else. Now I've got them on sale at $700. Cases of Silver Eagles. You're talking over $18,000 on a case of Silver Eagles over the weekend. And now I'm telling you, hey, which was, again, cheaper than everybody, but $17,250 for a case. If you want to buy 5 cases, it's $17,000 a case. 5 cases, $85,000. And then on the 20s, I think last week we had them on sale at $21.50. Nope, this week, guess what? I mean, gold's up $8. You should go higher. No, we're not going to go higher. Hey, 1 through 9, $21.50. 10 through 19, $21.40. 20 or more at $21.25. I mean, so 2020s, it's $42,500 for 2020s today. Take advantage of this. We had this sell-off, about a 6-week-long sell-off. And actually, you know what? I'll say it makes sense. Because you know why? We were expecting rate hikes to be over. They said, nope, we're going to squeeze in some more. And how is it? 1 more, 2 more, 3 more? We'll see. But the biggest thing is gold and silver still, even with the pullback, a much higher base than before. Because everybody knows, hey, listen, this is just a matter of time. Go out to allamericangold.com today. Janet Yellen. More bank consolidation is coming. You know what that means? That's a consolidation. That's her fancy word for bank failures, Jason. And they already know every time they raise rates from here on out, another bank's going under. We've already told you about the distress. We're at $200 billion of jingle mail at a minimum between now and the end of the year in commercial real estate. That's going to take down, that has the possibility to take down a lot of banks.
From 2008 to 2013, they consolidated, I think it was 536 banks. So that was a consolidation, I guess, right? Why don't you just call it the way it is? Banks there will be less choices for your banking. Just say it. Why don't they just say it, right? And I don't know how much. Here's the thing: is the news media is so soft now. People aren't paying attention. I don't think anyone would even care if she said it. They kind of say it out loud. Some of this stuff. Now
they do it on purpose. You're right. Yeah, they're like, you're not listening anyway. But now I can say, well, I said it. I told you. I warned you. Right? I said it. I told you it was going to happen, and you're right. Everybody wants to talk about some Russian coup attempt. By the way, be really glad that didn't happen. I know a lot of people that are really dumb would love to see a coup in Russia. That would be absolute. Let me tell you right now, you want to buy a lot of gold and silver before that happens, because we know history tells us 2 things. Number 1, there's going to be problems with the oil and gas fields. Number two, 9 times out of 10, you end up with somebody even worse than the other guy you just got rid of, right, Jason?
Did it actually even happen at all?
I don't know that it did, but
I saw some funny-looking pictures that looked like a movie set. Yeah, how do I know? I know that they tried to launch a rocket at him. I saw that little drone. It was like they shot a firecracker at him, and then they turned it into worldwide news. But who knows, right?
Right, yes. Jason and I, we're coming right back with the half-inch stuff.
Power surges.